So, Hitchcock, my lovely bird, how do you think this apple juice will taste? Oh, well, here goes. Passable. Little Women, To Kill a Mockingbird, The Tempest. Oh my God, I thought how dull this book collection is. Anything that isn't going to make me suicidal. I remember someone saying to me, there isn't a single play or film that couldn't be greatly improved by the addition of music. I think a good play or film could always be improved with a good slamming of doors and your trousers round your ankles. Give me Carry On Up the Khyber any day of the week. Oh, Carry On Little Women. Omelette instead of Hamlet. Carry On Up the Cherry Orchard. Fantastic. And that all-time classic, formerly known as Richard III, Carry On Dick. Now this one is a winner. First performed at the Liverpool Playhouse in 2011. A show to cherish, a star-studded case, a design so dazzling that it draws spontaneous rounds of applause from the audience. As a Playhouse centenary show, the Ladykillers is a fitting birthday present for a theatre built on aspirations to produce the very best. Marcia Warren was perfectly cast as Mrs. Wilberforce, cute as a button, and pure as the driven snow. Yes, but was it to be played by a 45-year-old woman? What was it they said as they handed out the award? She must live with a house of old ladies to capture her essence. Oh, Hitchcock, I love playing that part. A batty old woman talking to her feathered friend. Oh, how silly. It's like, oh my God, it's happened. I had become Mrs. Wilberforce. Oh, good job I didn't play Baby Jane. She served up a dead bird on a plate to her sister. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was a rat. Yes, a dead rat. Oh, it's okay, Hitchcock. I'm slowly going mad like Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard. A recluse, an actress of grandeur, living on her film memories. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. I bet she drank something divine and expensive, not this apple sludge. Oh, Hitchcock, why don't I get you some of those seeds that you like? I think you're in the kitchen. I won't be a moment. Here we are, Hitchcock. There aren't many, but who are you? And what do you want?
I don't know.
There's nothing here for you. My husband will be home in a minute.
I don't know who I am or why I'm here. I do know. I do know I don't want to hurt you.
But you're bleeding.
Yes, I woke up in the woods. I'm assuming I hit my head on a low branch. Do you have a cloth or something, just to wash it off?
No.
Oh, okay, but maybe a tissue or a hanky.
No, I do have a cloth, but I don't know if I should get it for you. I mean, if I go to get it, you might steal something.
Oh, well, from what I can see, unless I have a book fetish or want a pet budgie, I think you're safe.
Finch?
I would be grateful, Finch.
No, I'm not called Finch. The bird, it's a finch, not a budgie.
Oh, I see. Oh, please.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have a name?
Yes, thank you. Do you?
I presume so. I told you I can't remember it or why I was in the woods.
Just say I believe you. What is your last memory?
I remember being in King's Cross and walking along with a Starbucks coffee and trying to think of an ending for my book. And
oh, you're a writer. Maybe I am Norma Desmond and you are Joe Gillis, a struggling screenwriter.
Oh, I can't remember my name, but I'm pretty sure we're not in a remake of Sunset Boulevard.
Paul Sheldon, the character in Sunset Boulevard.
So you're worried about who I may be, and you're referencing Sunset Boulevard about an unhinged woman who kept the writer prisoner. Oh, I also remember I was going to the cinema.
What do you think, Hitchcock?
I don't think I saw a Hitchcock film.
That's my bird's name.
Oh, I get it. Like the movie guy, the birds, right?
Yes. So you don't have anything on you?
No.
What,
no.
Nothing in your jacket pockets?
No.
So no memory of where you were heading to or where you're from?
No, nothing.
Because if that is true, what you say, you literally have no recollection of 2020.
How would you know that?
Because King's Cross doesn't exist anymore.
Sorry?
Well, nowhere exists anymore.
So what are you saying? We don't exist? I hit my head that hard that I'm dead? Well, I didn't expect heaven to look like this. No pearly gates, no waiting. I didn't get the memo. You will be greeted by a woman and her pet bird. Is this the waiting room or maybe another dimension? Time travel?
Yes, I believe you're a writer.
What do you mean by that?
A storyteller. Another dimension, time travel. This isn't an episode of Doctor Who before it went to the dogs. In my opinion, it never recovered after David Tennant left. He was by far the best doctor. You're making me nervous. I ramble when I'm nervous. How do I know this isn't research for a new book?
About what?
I don't know. Maybe a whodunit?
Oh, quick book. A dead body and a murderer with only two in the room. Hardly Sherlock Holmes.
Maybe the bird did it.
So, could we just go back to when you said nowhere exists anymore?
Well, two places exist. In Terrius and Forus. The same dimension.
So I'll play along. Where are we?
Foraz. Don't you try and make out I'm crazy. Listen, it's December 2020. In January 2020, the world was taken over by nebulons. You must remember some of this, surely. Look, if not, I'll draw you a diagram. Look, here's my chalk. Look, just listen carefully. Okay, so there's an inside and an outside, okay? And the government built a wall around the city to enclose them and call it Interus. It's now a place where you can ride a train in 10 minutes and have travelled 200 miles in 10 minutes. You can dine out, buy expensive clothes, drink your expensive coffee.
Sounds amazing.
But it comes at a price.
Well, everything comes at a cost.
It's the highest price you could ever pay. It costs you your freedom.
How?
If you agree to live in Interus, you can never mix with anyone but your immediate family. If you have a family, you clock in and out to visit any type of retail establishment. There is a curfew. You are chipped and every part of your life is monitored. Theatre doesn't exist anymore. The population is decreasing, but you do have a choice. To live outside the walls in Foras, you have freedom. You have to live off the land, but you are free. If I want to go on a summer evening and dip my toes in the lake, I can. I choose freedom. Materialistic products are worthless. Even on the inside, it's created a greedy nation who hunger for more riches in exchange for being monitored and brainwashed.
Oh, prove it.
Well, how can I? I gave up the right to have a TV, newspaper, but I do have...
Your freedom, yes, you said. And where did he go?
Who?
Your husband.
Oh,
Because you spoke a lot about dipping your toes in the water and going for a walk. Do you not do that with your husband? And if all that you say is true, then where is he? Not at work.
Okay, so I made him up, but I still don't know why you were here.
Neither do I. But if all that you say is true, then I must be like you, on the side of freedom.
Libertus.
What?
That's my name. But people call me Libby. It means freedom, so I suppose the choice was inevitable.
And what did you do, Libby?
I was an actress.
I bet you were brilliant.
Why the sarcasm?
Well, I've met a few in my time, and they always say they are.
Well, I won't say it then. We won't tell him about the 5 awards then, will we, Hitchcock?
Oh, now I'm intrigued.
Be intrigued.
Isn't that materialistic, hanging on to trophies?
Another time and another place.
Maybe. No, I was in the woods. Or maybe I'm a famous writer and you hit me over the head, ran back here and knew I would appear, and maybe I'm a screenplay writer and you wanted movie fame.
Oh, and of course, and maybe what I'm saying is all lies and I have a film crew lurking in the bedroom just waiting for my signal.
So, would I have seen you in anything?
Oh, that is such a cliched thing to say.
Why?
And a cliche answer would be, oh, yes, I've been in Casualty 5 times and The Bill twice.
Really?
No. An actress is not defined by being famous. A real love for acting is choosing your parts. And a real actress is of performing. Treading the boards, the smell of the grease paint. Now that is cliche. A real actress is one that performs live, not to the sound of action and cut.
Well, excuse me, Dame Judi Dench.
Oh, yes, Dame Judi Dench. Decades in the theatre. Ruined it all by performing in one diabolical movie of Cats. It was slammed by the critics. They said, Cats quickly became a must-see. So bad it's hilarious. At cinemas in December 2019. So you could say the world had turned to shit a month before 2020. Happy 2020. May your brains be washed and your necks be chipped. Cheers.
Yes, I can see you are a performer, so say I do believe
You can do what you like, because we confirmed I'm not Kathy Bates, so you're free to go. Go and look for yourself. You won't see any transport or any high-rise buildings or shops, very few people, maybe a few squirrels.
I want to hear more.
Okay. So there are less people in Foras, well, basically because there are less intelligent people. Well, let me give you an example.
I definitely know what you mean by less intelligent people.
So, last week I went for a walk and met the Armstrongs, a couple in their 30s with 2 small boys, possibly of age 4 and the other 8. The bigger boy was pushing his brother and complaining he didn't want to play with him. As I sat nearby, Mum appeared and asked them why they were arguing.
Brothers being brothers.
Well, the older boy, who I since have learned is Timothy, said that Alex wanted to pick the apples off the tree. And this was also what Timothy wanted to do, but alone. So Mum said, Timothy, you are big and strong, so you can climb the tree and throw them down to Alex. And Timothy interrupted that Alex would drop them. So Mum replied, maybe he would, but it'd be small enough to weave into the low branches and retrieve the apples. Teamwork. That is what they did, working it out.
Like a good Enid Blyton story.
Are you mocking me?
No, really, I'm not.
I remember my cousin telling me about her 2 children of a similar age. They didn't play together. They had iPads. So why did they even need to communicate? And that is what Interiors is like. You can have all the gadgets you like.
Well, it sounds a bit dull.
Exactly. Remember that feeling when as a child you rolled down a grassy hill? You collected acorns and conkers. The delight on your face when you saw a rabbit or a brave robin on a branch. You don't get expression by receiving an Xbox game or a new mobile phone. It isn't worth it. But all these people in Interest believe that it is. They can't understand why a gym is the answer. I don't understand why they think that, because we know that a run in the forest gives you so much more.
I agree. I may not know who I am, but I do agree with you. May I ask you, what is that you're drinking?
Oh, and laughter. The sound of real laughter. I could listen to it all day. That's what I loved about the theatre. The joy it would bring. It was always my quest to make an audience laugh.
Well, while they drank their yellow sludge.
Oh, this. It's supposed to be apple juice. I think it needs a bit practice.
So, I guess I'm out of luck if I ask for a tea?
What kind?
Of tea? I don't mind.
No, I meant I was going to say, what kind of books do you write?
Oh, you're right. I am a playwright. I remember that much at least.
Oh, wow. What kind of plays?
Comedy! So we do have something in common.
Give me a title.
I don't think you'd know any of them. One was called Shakespeare and the Hamlet Inn with the central character of Bovey Tracy.
Tracy!
Yes.
Yes, it can be daunting when you first meet me.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I hate to say it, but so am I. I performed as Darlene in the Hamlet Inn and as Pert in Shakespeare. You'll never guess where.
Where?
Torquay Pavilion.
Yes, I remember. I went to the premiere of both.
So this is not our first meeting. Oh dear.
What?
I hope I performed the roles okay.
Oh, most definitely. You have passion for your profession, and that was apparent, although I remember the part of Elvis being a bit odd.
Oh, don't remind me. Stuart Hopkins, he had a drink problem and hardly turned up for any rehearsals. Well, the cast didn't know if he would say any of his lines correct or where he would position himself. That is, the day he would stand upright. Stuart Hopkins, I'd forgotten all about him.
Yeah, well, I hadn't.
Oh, he had this line as the part of the Elvis impersonator, and he said, I wouldn't know where to look for a fuse. He was so drunk it came out, I wouldn't know where to look for the booze. And then he staggered around and nearly fell into the lampstand.
Well, it all makes perfect sense now.
Oh, I'm sure he's happy now, drinking himself silly. Oh, because that's fine in interest. The more money you pour down your throat, the better. Don't worry, Mr. Hopkins. You can purchase a new kidney in aisle 4. Just remember to be home by 10. So with a chip in his neck and a barrel under his arm, the shopping trip had been a great success. Oh, it became virtually impossible to act with that man.
Well, real courage is when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what.
Well, that's rather profound. Maybe a play of yours that I have yet to read.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I did love the character Bovey Tracy. Fortunately, that was played by a wonderful Shakespearean actor.
Indeed, indeed.
Was he based on anyone?
No, he just came from nowhere and then sort of wrote himself. I remember tapping on the computer and almost saying, OK, Bovey, I'm the writer and you haven't come up for air. Very strange, but invigorating.
Why no plays? That was at least 2 years ago.
Oh, bills to pay, get a real job. How about that tea?
I can do you a herbal tea.
Oh, thank you. All right. She's gone. Let's have a look over here. Books. Books. Interesting. Collection. Oh, she's coming back. Ah, nice cups.
Excuse me?
The china cups. My mother used to collect tea sets. It's part of the Royal Victoria set.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Here you
thank
are.
you. But something doesn't quite add up.
With what?
Your book collection. Not a single laugh.
Oh, well, some of my father's. He was into all sorts of things, and when he died, I just kept them.
Oh, right, and his boots as well.
Boots?
Yeah, by the front door.
Oh, you were nosy when you came in, weren't you, to notice that?
Oh, sorry, it's being a writer. You get curious.
So maybe you are from Forres. I know you can't remember, but if you are a writer, you need a variety of people with personalities. But without the economy of interest, you wouldn't sell your plays, so I don't know.
But you said once you're on the inside, you can't get out, so I must be like you.
I think I will just keep my distance all the same.
Oh, I understand. I would like to keep talking, though.
I suppose so. But there is no mystery to solve, so if you're going to do a Bovey Tracy investigation, I'm afraid I noticed the boots at the front door and the rather strange catalogues of books, said Bovey Tracy. Or maybe The Adventures of the Empty House by Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, more like Enola Holmes.
Who?
Just a silly idea I had about a short story. Do you know what? This tea isn't too bad.
Oh, well, thank you. Hitchcock, stop fussing. When I was about 8, I was coming out of school and I saw her. I didn't remember her too well, but I saw her photo in the dining room every day. Golden long hair and ivory skin. There was no mistaking her. Here she was to take us home. She wasn't looking at me, but she crept down with her arms stretched wide, ready for an embrace. And just as I was about to step towards her, 2 boys aged about 4 and 5 hugged her. She held on to them so tight, as if she stopped hugging them, they would disappear. So you see, it wasn't that she couldn't get to grips with motherhood. She just couldn't get to grips with us.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I didn't tell my dad or my sister, but someone did. After all, how long could you live in a town where the children went to the same school and not find out? He changed that day. He took down the photo and never spoke of her again. My sister, on the other hand, blamed me. She seemed to think that I did something to stop her loving us.
Did you ever see her again?
All that time living in the same town with a new family. No, I never saw her again. Dad was brilliant, he really was. We always played. He loved to create stories to tell us. He could make the smallest things seem wonderful. A homemade tent in the garden would be a secret hideaway from this mischievous elves that lived in the bottom of the garden.
Sounds great.
It was. It became a bit more difficult when puberty hit. Suddenly, instead of the tales of the faraway tree, he was hit with tales of boyfriends and the need for 2 hours in the bathroom. I remember seeing his 5'5" stature looking up at these 2 lanky teenagers thinking, I don't know about bra sizes or the best foundation to cover spots.
Did you live here then?
No, he came here after we'd both left home. Then he got sick and that was it. More tea?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Do you have any photos of your dad?
There you are. No, he didn't like photos being taken. So, when is your last memory, apart from the Starbucks visit?
Oh, I remember being at my salsa class.
Sorry, your what?
I went to Cuba once and I really got into the dance. You know, hola, mi amigo, nos volvemos a ver. Oh my goodness, I'm fluent in Spanish.
Really?
No, I suddenly felt like a cliche. Has there ever been a memory loss movie where the amnesiac doesn't discover he's fluent in another language?
Oh, I think I've got something. Let me go and have a look over at the records. Yes, I think I have. Oh, I'm just going to get up on the stool here. Ah! Here we are.
Oh, you have salsa music?
Yes, I do. I bought it in a record store a long time ago. I'm going to put it on.
What? It's a long time since I've seen a record player like that. I tell you what, dance with me.
What? There's no space here. We've got no space.
Of course there is. Listen, it's not a problem. We can move the table. This table. Help me with the table, and we'll move it back a bit.
Okay.
We'll put it over here, by the stool.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's far enough.
There you go. There's a lot more room now.
I've never done any salsa dancing before. You'll just have to show me what to do.
There's nothing to be frightened of.
Well, I didn't say I was frightened. It's just something that, I'm an actress. I'm not a dancer.
Exactly. I'd have thought that would be part of your basic training. Now, look, I will show you a few basic steps, and then you can just follow on afterwards.
All right. Well, I'll give you some room. I'll be over here.
All right, here we go. I'm going to just roll this rug out the way as well. Here we go. That's brilliant. Ready to see some moves. How's that?
Oh, great. Wow. Nice hips. Goodness me.
I don't know.
What, like this? Am I doing it right?
That's not bad.
Okay, well, maybe I'll do it over here a little bit. Let's see.
Probably be better after a couple of glasses of Sambuca. Yes, no, that's good. You've got it.
You've got it right. I'll start over the other side, and you start over here, and maybe I'll just do a little bit of going back.
All right, yeah, no,
Let's just see
okay.
how I
I'm
feel.
ready to see it. All right,
Okay.
let's go. I'm off. Here we go. That's good. Oh, you're a natural. Look at that movement. Not bad at all.
Oh, ow!
All right.
Ow! No, I'm not. Oh. Ow! How clumsy could I be? Not only did I bang into the record player, I also stubbed my toe when I tripped over something. Ow! I stubbed it.
Are you okay? I think you did it on the door.
Oh, I was nowhere near the door.
No, I mean the trap door. Yeah. I tell you what. Can I get you anything? It should be elevated.
Oh, no, I'm fine. It's just my toe and maybe my head. I've got 4 other toes. I better sit back down on the chair, I think.
I'll sit down. Don't worry, I'll go soon.
Maybe stay a while, just until the storm eases off. You don't know where to go anyway.
So you do believe me?
Let's just say the jury is still out.
Look.
Look, let me wash that cloth for you. I'll be back in a minute.
Nice room. Ooh.
Oh,
What's this painting? Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you like the painting?
The painting, yes, I do.
It's a local painter. Here you are. Here's your cloth for your head.
Thank you.
There's a book about local paintings, and this exact one is in there.
How did your dad get it?
He bought it at a local craft market.
Is it of here?
Yes. Look, I'll just get it down a bit. It's a bit difficult to see, isn't it, from up there?
You don't have to do that.
Oh, it's fine. You need to see it in the good light. The corner where it is always dark. Silly place for a painting, really.
I think it's just that they're there to cover up that patch on the wall.
Oh, the patch. Yes, of course. Look, this is the forest just outside of here, and if you look closely on the right-hand side, right in the distance, you can see this cottage.
It's very beautiful here.
Yes. You know, it really is. I've discovered the most amazing walks. Yesterday I sat by a lake with only my thoughts for company. I could learn whole scripts and perform them to the magpies if I wanted to. Even when it's raining like this, it's idyllic. There are no trees in interest, no lakes, no grass. Can you imagine that? Where do they go to think?
It sounds like thinking is banned.
Yes, you were right. Even as a writer with a craving for Starbucks coffee, you must see this is the place to be.
I think I do.
How are your blackberries?
Oh, very enjoyable. Do you know, I don't think I've ever eaten blackberries before.
Oh, that can't be possible. Didn't your parents ever take you blackberry picking as a child?
No parents. Well, not really. Foster care.
Oh, I'm sorry.
At the age of 5, I was adopted.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Brewster thought it would be good conversation starter at dinner parties, and when I was more than just a topic of conversation and it seemed like they would have to actually communicate with me, they decided that an expensive boarding school was a place to be. What better than a couple who adopted a poor orphan than sending off the child to the best boarding school money could buy?
I'm sorry.
I even stayed at school in the holidays. What was it the Brewsters said? It would show strength of character, something for me to think about, while they took cruises around the world.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so I left at 18, thanked the Brewsters kindly for my overpriced education, and that was that.
No contact since?
No, but what an even better story to tell at dinner parties, that their son, in inverted commas, is a writer. There was one positive, though.
What?
Well, all those hours spent at boarding school in the holidays. That's when I met Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. He was the groundsman. He loved tending to the roses in the courtyard. I helped him grow fruits and herbs in the allotment. We grew tomatoes, strawberries, garlic, basil and blueberries, but never blackberries, which is why I've never tasted them. He even gave me my own section to grow some French beans. He showed me how to care for them and nurture them. He was a great man. It also gave me the chance to discover my love of writing. I spent hours walking around the grounds thinking of stories and then rushing back to get them down on paper.
We do have something in common.
What? Overactive imagination?
Well, not only that, we both had to be survivors, and that's what this world is. We appreciate everything that isn't saturated in lies and materialistic goods. We wouldn't be the people we are today if we hadn't been so strong.
I suppose.
Think about it. All those people in Interius are happy to follow the rules. They don't know any better. They demand a certain lifestyle. They've never wanted for anything. They have everything, but at the same time, nothing.
Yes, I suppose.
The blackberries, you like them because they're pure. You are hungry, and I've given you food, and you appreciate them.
I see.
In interest, the blackberries would be your favourite chocolate box. Some you would throw away, some would bore you. You would devour them and be full, but not satisfied. Never satisfied. And next time you would ask for a bigger box, more flavours. You would make yourself believe it was a treat, but you would still feel empty inside.
The humble blackberry. A metaphor for so much.
Are you mocking me again? Shall I check if the storm has eased off?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to come across like that. What part did you enjoy playing the most?
Oh,
yourself?
Easy. Mrs. Wilberforce in the Ladykillers.
What?
One night the props lady had moved the tea set without my knowledge. So I got to the end of the play and I went to get the teacups. I looked and again, no teacups.
So what'd you do?
Well, my brain went into overdrive. This was the last scene with the professor. I had to say, maybe you would like to come to join me for a cup of tea. Well, he had to take a cup of tea from me. And then he'd have to spit it out in a large pot plant. Well, that wasn't going to happen, was it?
So what did you do?
Well, I said, maybe you would like to join me for a chat. To which you replied at lightning speed, a chat, you say? Yes, that would be nice.
Brilliant.
Oh, he was a wonderful actor. His first major role, a real talent and a wicked sense of humour, with an eye for the ladies.
Oh, that reminds me of my friend Simon. We worked together for the local paper, years ago. He had a crush on the girl in the staff canteen. And he was convinced she liked him too, on account of the fact she always gave him double portions. He didn't know that I had told her that his wife was a dreadful cook, and he was always hungry. Imagine, she thought he was married and suffering from malnutrition.
He sounds fun. I'm not saying 4S is perfect. You will miss people. But you wouldn't see them in interest anyway.
Yes, I suppose so.
Can you hear the fires not crackling anymore? The fire's burning down. I think it needs maybe a few logs. Thought it was getting quiet in here. I'm usually so used to hearing the crackling fire. I think I better just go and get some more logs from outside.
Well, would you like me to go?
No, that's okay. It's stopped raining now. I may take a little while. I tend to stack them slightly further away from the house.
I may just look at your record collection, if you don't mind.
Yes, of course.
Well, let's see what we have here. Oh, Baroque, Romantic, Brahms. Oh, Wagner, opera. That's really quite a wide range of classical music. And here we go. Beethoven, Für Elise. I think we'll put that on. Don't mind if I do.
What on earth is this? I can't believe it.
What? You tell...
Look, just turn the music off. For goodness sake, turn the music off.
What are you saying?
Will you tell me, Jason Discipulus?
I don't understand.
Oh, I do. Well, just look in the bag. Look in it.
Well, it's Jason Discipulus on this lanyard.
Discipulus. That's Latin for follower, a disciple. Not for any good religion, though. Come on, keep looking. What else can you see in there?
Oh, well, I guess there's... Oh, car keys, and a mobile, and a watch.
Too many things didn't quite add up. The constant looking at your wrist, a sign of your reliance on a watch that has recently been removed. The mobile, I checked it, it still has battery life in it. And the card keys. Need I say more? Now tell me the real story of why you were here.
I don't remember.
Liar, you scratched your nose.
No,
You do it as a reflex action when you tell a lie. You've been doing it all evening.
No,
The Enola Holmes reference threw me a bit. Then I remembered a film made in the beginning of 2020, due to be released in April. It could only be seen by someone in Interius. We don't have television in for us. Also, someone with a memory. I suggest you go.
Oh, no, look, please, let me explain.
Why?
You owe me that.
I owe nothing.
I'll be honest with you, but you must be honest with me.
How dare you? I have told you everything.
You tell me that you're an actress and that you love comedy. There are no books about comedy or any plays, no sign of your trophies.
I told you I'm not materialistic. I got rid of them.
You stubbed your toe earlier. You had no idea there was a door into the basement, and that's what you tripped over.
I'd just forgotten. I'm not in the habit of rolling up the carpet to salsa dance.
You didn't recognise the book quote. Real courage is when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what. It's from To Kill a Mockingbird.
So?
So, the book is right there, and literally falling apart through overreading.
I told you the books were my father's.
Oh, your father's. The coat in the hallway leads me to believe it belonged to a very tall man. You told me your father was a mere 5'5". Also, very large feet for a short man. I saw his boots.
Oh, for goodness sake. Well, it belonged to his friend. He thought he might return to pick up his coat. The boots are too big because he liked to wear thick socks.
There are many marks on the floor where the furniture has been moved. The large chair has been moved to the back, and the stool placed by the record collection to reach for the records. A tall man wouldn't need a stool, but a somewhat shorter intruder would.
Oh, ridiculous. The stool was to change the ceiling light. It just happens to look good over there.
Okay, but how do you explain the cups?
Oh, what about the cups?
Your cups are from the Royal Albert range, not the Royal Victoria. A person with a taste in good china would know the difference.
Again, my father's taste in cups. I can't be expected to remember which royal they were named after. You really aren't building up a case. Everything can be explained.
Including the patch on the wall.
I patched it up. I did it in anger with my fist.
Too high up.
I got on the stool.
With the trap door.
What trap door?
The one in the kitchen.
Leads to a wine cellar.
Ha! There is no trap door in the kitchen. Only the one you didn't know about in here.
Well,
see?
Yes, well, okay. So it isn't my house. But I have more to... a claim on it than you have. I left with nothing. I was just going to stay until the man returned, but he never did.
I understand.
Do you? Because I still don't understand why you are here.
Then let me explain.
Go on then.
After my last two plays, I was tipped off by a friend that something big was going to change the world as we knew it. When that fearful day came, I had to make a choice. I knew I didn't belong in Interius, but the only way to find out exactly what they were planning was to become one of them. So I joined the Nebulons. You know the saying, keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. I was really on the inside. The Nebulons didn't follow the rules that they inflicted on the people. They had everything they wanted when they wanted it. It was like being a puppet master. It sickened me. So I decided to leave. The only way I could do this was to still play the game. I had to convince them I could go to Forres and, in their words, mop up the dregs of society and bring them back with me.
Yeah, which is what I said.
It was my escape plan. To head for the human life in this house that I had seen. Look, I'm not chipped. They can't find me. I don't need materialistic things. They're nothing without companionship.
Hang on, what did you just say?
I'm not chipped. They can't find me. I don't need materialistic things. They're nothing without companionship.
No, you said to head for the human life in this house that I had seen. How is that possible?
Okay, so on the inside we have screens to monitor human activity. On the outside, in the form of sensors to detect body heat.
Go on.
We had a tip-off that Jack Warren was head of a large CW project.
What is CW?
Look, let me put these logs on the fire and then I'll explain. CW. CW stands for chemical warfare. It involves using the toxic properties of chemical substances as weapons. Our people were sent out to track this Jack Warren. It wasn't easy, especially as this particular Jack Warren was a retired English literature teacher with an unusual hobby of creating weapons of mass destruction.
Well, I suppose that explains his taste in books. So he was caught?
Yes, and sentenced to death once he returned to Interiors.
So, with him gone...
The house didn't need to be monitored anymore, so the sensor camera that covered this area was turned off.
So how did you know I was here?
So, one day I turned it on by accident and noticed it was picking up some sort of life form. It's not a camera with pictures, just a yellow glow within the area.
So it could have been a fox or a dog?
Yes, well, quite possibly. But I wanted to find out. It could also be Jack Warren's accomplice.
I most definitely am not to do with chemical warfare.
I know that.
So that is why you knew to come to this exact location.
Yes, as soon as I discovered you were no threat, I relaxed. Again, I'm not here to harm you, just to talk to a real person and find out how they live in Forres. You've opened my eyes. You confirmed all my thoughts about life in Forres. To live a good life. That's all I want. I promise you, I'm not a threat. You can trust me.
Trust you? Everything you said has been a lie.
The knife you held when we first met, you put it on the table. I had so many chances to take it, to threaten you.
Okay, so you're not a killer, but a liar.
We both lied. We could start again. Clean slate. Ask me anything. Favourite colour, favourite food, favourite pasta?
Who has favourite pasta?
Tortellini blue.
Blue tortellini?
No, that's my favourite colour.
Oh, this is insane.
Look, I just thought we could talk like real people do.
What? And they lived happily ever after, is that it?
No, you're not my type.
Oh.
Look, I'll go. But maybe I could be an acquaintance. I don't know, someone to say hello to when our paths cross.
But how could I ever trust you?
How? Look,
Oh.
all my belongings.
What are you doing?
They're going in the fire.
Well, you can't
There you go.
put them in
That.
the fire. Oh.
There. Let it all burn. Let it burn in the fire.
Oh my goodness, the smoke is coming off it. I don't know whether that was a good idea.
I'm not declaring my undying love, but I do want you to believe me.
What are you doing now? Not having the record on again, surely.
Just one last dance.
I thought I wasn't your type.
It's just a dance.
Maybe. But my boyfriend has gone to the bar. He can get very jealous.
Oh, I think he just left with a rather loud blonde girl.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's put on his rather large coat and size 10 boots and gone back to hers.
I see. But this doesn't mean you can stay.
I know. I'll go soon.
Make sure you do.
I noticed when I got the wood for the fire that the back gate needs fixing. It wouldn't take me long, and the damson fruit trees in the next field, they look just about ready to pick, you know.
That would be something you could help me with, I suppose. Red.
Sorry.
My favourite colour.
Oh, by the way,
What?
David Tennant was definitely the best